poppin', folks? This is Durag News. I'm your host, Rich Freeman, coming to you with this week's news. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, this year's South by Southwest Festival has been canceled. The decision to cancel the event was ordered by the mayor of Austin, who says that the virus is a local disaster. Because South by Southwest is not your traditional festival, and it is held at multiple sites all over Austin, there is a greater risk of contracting the virus and spreading it amongst the thousands of festival goers and residents of Austin. So this is a precautionary measure to prevent the spread of the virus. It is unfortunate, though, this turn of events, because the South by Southwest is a great way for artists to connect with fans and grow their network, and of course, get litty with some biddies in Texas. My experience at South by Southwest was awesome, but luckily for me, I'm so glad I didn't plan to go out there this year. I guess my intuition told me otherwise. But for those of you who bought your flights and tickets for South by Southwest, hopefully you can be refunded. But also keep in mind that this canceling of South by Southwest is only the beginning of this crisis. The NBA has suspended the remainder of the season until further notice due to Utah Jazz player Rudy Gobert testing positive for the coronavirus, and I would assume that other leagues such as NHL, MLB, and Major League Soccer will follow by suspending their season. I do hope that the coronavirus doesn't get as severe and the prevention measures are really temporary, only for now. And luckily for the students around the country from elementary to college, their schools are going to be closing very shortly as well. Schools like LIU, Nassau Community College, and Harvard, just to name a few, have already suspended classes indefinitely. Hopefully, they can reimburse the students for the dorm fees that they shouldn't be paying since they're not going to be in school. This is crazy. Now, we're talking about school, we're talking about NBA, we're talking about festival events, but are we going to have to stop going to the movie theater or strip clubs or out on dates with people? I mean, hey, I know the pandemic is very bad, but I don't know if I really want to sacrifice the social experience of hanging out with people. But hey, if we have to do it, we have to do it. I say that we all wear gloves, we put on hazmat gear, and we get ready like we're going to war. Right? Instead of carrying a gun, we'll have a spray of hand sanitizer just to make sure that we stay clean and germ-free. Right? Stay strapped, and I'm talking about the hand sand. The once super powerful Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison for multiple rape allegations from several women. He is facing 20 years for a criminal sexual act in the first degree and an additional 3 years for rape in the third degree. This ruling has set a precedent and tone for similar cases against entertainment executives who feel that they are above the courts and can avoid jail time because they have millions of dollars and influence. This sentence was a direct cause of the influence that the Me Too movement has had in the last few years, and we are starting to witness the change that is taking place in various work environments, from Hollywood to the music industry to even work environments in everyday life amongst us regular folk. Women accusers have more power than ever before, and their voices are being heard. What makes the trial against Weinstein significant, though, is that he could have received as little as 5 years, but the judge ruled for him to face 20 years. That's really odd, seeing that people like that normally don't get that much time. But Weinstein's defense claims that the sentencing in the case was obnoxious and did not speak to the evidence that came out of the trial. She also said that the sentencing was cowardly, and she is overcome with anger about the decision. The accusers of the trial beg to differ and are content with the verdict, but still don't believe that any amount of time will repair the lives and the careers he has ruined. But we should all be shedding light on the elephant in the room, which is top execs using their high positions and influence to force their way on the victims, mostly women, that are in the workplace, so that they can keep their job or get a raise with the said production company. Most times, these are unspoken things that take place and victims are taken advantage of, and the accused is abusing their authority because they know they could and they're the boss. This case against Weinstein is an example of what can happen to any other high-ranking moguls who have been accused of any sexual misconduct. I hope these things will change sooner than later, because all women should feel safe and secure at work and not worrying about being hit on by the creepy old boss who probably can't keep his up without Viagra. Now, watch how a lot of these douchebags start laying low and staying out of the limelight, especially after this case. I know a lot of y'all got some coming. Y'all laying low. The USA women's soccer team is still fighting for equal pay as their male soccer players. Last March, the national women's team claimed that the U.S. Soccer Federation has failed to promote gender equality, and the case is scheduled to go on trial May 5th in California. But both sides have asked the judge for a swifter resolution, and the women won a summary judgment ruling awarding them at least $67 million, while U.S. Soccer Federation is asking the judge to toss the lawsuit because the men's national team players possess more skill and responsibility than their female counterparts. Now, to me, that is some bullshit. Let's be real. It's not only about skill and responsibility here. To keep it cut and dry, players should be paid in accordance with the amount of money that they generate from ticket sales, merchandise sales, advertising, and sponsors. I think that's fair, personally. The women have a valid argument here, and I say they continue fighting their case until they reach equality. It is Women's History Month, and we are in the 21st century, and it's a shame that this is still a topic of discussion. But it is important to keep making noise about this, and we're going to keep rallying for women equality in the workplace, not only in sports, but in all companies and industries. With more from the sports world, we check in with our Durag sports team, 40 Mills and No Limit Phil, out of the Chi-Town. What up, team? What y'all talking about?
Thank you, Richard. I hope you're doing all right. I'm 40 Mills, and this is...
No Limit Phil.
Yes, and we're going to get started with you today.
Actually, I have some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Utah Jazz and Thunder game has been postponed.
Okay. Well...
Interesting.
That might be Corona-related. Honestly. I've never seen anybody postpone a basketball game because, you know, capitalism.
During the game, actually.
And during the game.
Everybody was there.
Right. Okay. So, you know, that's what happened. And actually, we're going to bring you something fairly similar. Here, we're going to toss off to our reporter, Bon Duries, at the United Center. He's going to talk to us about how the NBA decided to limit fans in the stadium. So,
Ooh.
Off to you.
Bon Duries.
Sounds like boundaries, doesn't it?
That's what the point is, right? We live? Thank you, No Limit. Thank you, 40. I'm just letting you know the outbreak in coronavirus has affected the United Center. We're outside live. They said we weren't allowed to bring fans in. Make sure you guys are using hand sanitizer, cleaning your nose, etc. Back to you, No Limit. Back to you, 40.
Man, it's going to be a little warm in there, huh?
Yeah. No, my collar got a little too tight. On to our top 5 plays of the week.
Number 5. We're going to go to Dina Sock. I think he's an acrobat with Cirque du Soleil. And I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably wrong.
Ole!
And this guy jumps through hoops like he has no...
He's like a Power Ranger.
Yeah. That's exactly what he looks like.
Let's see this play real quick.
Here.
Boing! My boy! Oh!
And then he just like falls flat.
Hits his face.
He commits. I love that. I love that.
100% committed.
Yes. And I'm going to go to number
4. My boy.
Right.
All right. This is our Chicago Lokov. Lokov? That's how you say it?
You can say Lokov because it sounds like native and local.
Local, native together is Lokov. Came up with a new word, you guys. All right. Kobe White, my boy. Crossover versus the Cavs. He goes up, Colin Sexton, he does that little thing, and then he comes up, he gonna go over here. Then he gonna blue behind the back by Tristan Thompson, right? After he goes that, up and under Larry Nance, lay. Heroes-esque. Simple.
It was okay.
Simple.
Good job. Okay, let's move on to number 3. This right here is super impressive. Patrick, kudos to you. Tiger who? He hits a golf shot. He hits a golf shot in a thermal cup.
Ding! Like,
You know they have those little bitty, this is a microphone, sorry. You know they have little bitty
Take it off the
holes?
microphone, yeah.
I know. Little bitty holes, just pops it right in. Really nice.
really?
That was very
let me
nice.
let me take a look at that.
Very nice. Okay.
It was all right. That's not better than my play.
It was definitely better.
Bet I can't do it.
You cannot do
I
that.
just said it. Anyway, we gonna walk around with the number 2. Woo! You feel me? All right. So I got number 2, Josh Jackson, Memphis Grizzlies player. I think around small forward, power forward. He goes up, right? He's gonna come up, spin move. After he does a spin move, dribble between the legs. After the between the legs, he's gonna pump fake Aaron Gordon, dunk, snub, right? And then after he pump fakes him, gonna spin up, takes the foul, lays it in. Let's watch that real. Oh, we was already playing. Oh, hey, all right. Go on to you.
Okay, and
Number 1.
our number 1 play, I much deserved play right here. And you know why? Because life is a game and we're all just living in it.
And I just need a little bit more.
I don't understand that, but maybe somebody will. So it's gonna go off to Maya Moore, you boss. You boss, you.
More. All right, go ahead, finish.
She helps a convicted prisoner get justice. Jonathan Irons is his conviction got overturned after 23 years in prison for a 50-year sentence, and just quite impressive. They got the news. Here's a clip of Maya on the phone with Jonathan.
County Courthouse in Jefferson City, Missouri.
That's really
23
wonderful.
years.
So I think that's a nice
Pretty
one.
sweet. Let him, that's him sing.
I'm pretty sure that's not the tune of that. We actually can't hear anything as we play these to you, so he's really just lying to you right now. And thank you so
No
much.
fake news here, just do news. Now, all I gotta say is we're up and due. Peace.
You've done better. You've pissed me off better than that. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, 40 Mills and No Limit Phil. You always keep us entertained with the sports. Let's see how much more sports we're going to get with these seasons being suspended. Hopefully y'all have a job still. This month is Women's History Month, and it is only right that we give respect to the women in our lives, because without them, we would not be here, literally. Women's History Month is not only celebrated here in the States, but also in the UK and Australia. And I think that it's awesome that women have a month to be celebrated, although they do deserve to be celebrated all year round, and not just on social media, but in real life as well. There are women all around the world that have inspired me and have showed their power through adversity and their strength. And one woman that embodies greatness is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Born as a Bronx native, Alexandria is now representative for New York's 14th Congressional District, and she was first recognized for her win in the 2018 Democratic Party, which was seen as one of the biggest upsets in history. She took office at the age of 29 as the youngest woman to serve on Congress, and has been vocal about her political stance ever since. What I appreciate about AOC is that she has been an activist in her local neighborhood, first in the Bronx, working as a waiter before running for Congress, and she has gathered enough support and votes locally and also even on a broader scale, even with all the odds against her. That is a testament to her strength and perseverance, and that is why she is now a member of Congress, showing people like me and others that yes, it is possible to make incredible leaps in history, even though it's not easy. It is possible. So thank you, AOC, for inspiring young people and older folks to be great and give back to their communities. You have my support. Alexandria Cortez is one of the women that have inspired me, along with my mother, grandmother, aunts, cousins, friends, and of course, my lovely lady. You all continue to be great. You got my support, and I will always ride with you. Thank you for tuning into this week's segment of Durag News. We appreciate you again for watching and sticking with us. We'll be back next week with your latest reports. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Durag News with the news.
I wanna make it TV.